guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm testing out a Charlotte Tilbury palette, and this is the Instant Luckin palette, and this is supposed to give you a 5-minute face on the go. And I've been really intrigued in this. As soon as I released this a couple of years ago, I was like, I really need to get it, but it is pretty expensive. And the thing that I really like about this palette is it is a travel palette, so you have eyeshadows, a blush, bronzer and highlighter in here as well. Also everything is numbered, so you have 3 eyeshadows, face bronzer, 2 blush and then also a highlighter. So this is what the packaging looks like on the front, and it's just really nice and sleek, and I think it looks really good. And then also on the back you can see all of the ingredients and everything that you have in here. So the shade that I have is Gorgeous Glow and Beauty. You can get 2 different ones, and this retails for £49, but I did get it in a set, and it's the Glowing Hollywood Beauty Kit, and this was £77.60. You get the palette, you also get the Full Fat Lashes mascara, and you also get a liquid lipstick, and I got the shade Platinum Blonde, and it looks really good. I've never tested anything from Charlotte Tilbury before, and this is going to be a whole first impression on Charlotte Tilbury products, because like I mentioned, never tried it before, but I did get the full set because everyone's been saying how good it is, and I thought why not save money and get the set and get a couple of different products that I can test out as well. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure you hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So this is what the packaging looks like on the front, and then on the back everything is numbered, so it's numbered 1 to 7, so you know exactly what order to apply it on. I have also looked at some YouTube videos on how people apply this and see the best way to apply it, and I feel like I have a really good idea. And honestly, this palette is actually bigger than I thought it'd be. So in here you do get a massive mirror right here, which I like that it goes all the way back, because you do get some palettes where it only comes up to about here, and then you have to try and do your makeup and you're like, I can't really see in there. But the fact that it opens all the way up is something that I love, because you can just extend it like this, and then you can also do your makeup from quite far away, which is something that I always do. And this is what it looks like in a palette right here. So you have the 3 eyeshadows in here, a bronzer, you have highlighter, and then 2 of the blushes in here. I did also have a 20% off coupon code as well, which I used, which is the reason why I got this, because I did also get some money off of it. And I have already done some on my makeup, and this is just a makeup that I can't get from this palette. So I haven't done any of my eyeshadows, I haven't done my bronzer, my blush or my highlighter. All I've done is put on Tinted Moisturiser, my concealer, and then my lips and also my brows. So I'm going to give this a really good go and see if we can create a face look in 5 minutes. So we're all zoomed in and ready to test out this palette. I have set a timer as well, so I do have 5 minutes right on here, so we're going to see if it does only take 5 minutes to create this look. So the 5 minutes is going to be for the eyeshadows, the bronzer, the blush and the highlighter, and then the rest of the products I'm going to put on after. So we will see if we can create a 5-minute look by using everything in this palette. I'm so excited. I'm hoping it's going to work out. I'm usually really slow with doing my eyeshadows if I have more than one eyeshadow to work with, so hopefully it's going to work out, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do it in 5 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer and we're going to start now. So the first shade that I'm going to take is number 1 right here, and this is for my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to put this all over the lid. And then on the video as well, they did work a little bit up. And then they also put some in the inner corner as well. This eyeshadow is actually really nice. And it does really brighten up the eye. So I'm going to go in with the second shade right here. I'm going to put this in the crease, then also on the outer third as well. And the good thing about this look is that you can create a daytime or a nighttime look. So the daytime look is when you just use shades 1 and 2, and then nighttime is when you add number 3 as well. And then I'm going to take shade 3, which is the smoke one, and I'm going to put this on the lash line at the top, and then also put it underneath as well. And then I'm also going to smoke out a little bit on the outer third. And then I'm going to go in with number 4, which is a bronzer, and I'm just going to bronze up my cheekbones and go a little bit higher. I'm really hoping that I get this done, because I only have 1.5 minutes left to do my blush and my highlighter, so we will see if we manage to do it. And then I'm going to take shades 5 and 6 and mix them together, and we're just going to put it on the cheekbones. and there was a lot of fallout with this one. And then also put it on the tip of my nose as well, which is what I would usually do. 49 seconds, we can do this. And then I'm going to take my highlighter brush. There's actually a lot of fallout there. And I'm going to take number 7, which is the highlighter one. I still have 14 seconds left. Put a bit more bronzer on my head. And we are done with 1 second to spare. I did it in 5 minutes. I did my eyeshadow, my blush, my bronzer, my highlighter, and I didn't think I was going to do it. When I got to my eyeshadow and I saw that I only had 2.5 minutes, I was like, this isn't going to work. So I'm pretty impressed. I feel like I did really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner and my mascara, and then I'm going to come back and let you know what I think about this palette. So I've just finished off my makeup and I've had a look at my skin and I've seen what I feel like it looks like, and honestly, I really think this palette was really good. I had no idea that I'd be able to create this makeup look in 5 minutes. I was really worried. I was rushing like crazy, but still, all of the colours look really good. I wish that I could have done a little bit more blending, but it looks really, really good. So as you can see, the palette has a lot of fingers on there from me because I was trying to do everything, and then I was touching the mirror and I was basically doing it really, really quickly. So with the eyeshadow, I really do like the eyeshadow. They blend out like a dream. They felt really pigmented. They look really nice. As soon as I put the first one on, which is a brighter one, I knew straight away, I was like, this is such a beautiful colour. And it's one of those where it is like a highlighter, but I actually prefer this colour to the highlighter because this has a lot more glow to it and it just looks really good. And like I mentioned, they blended out like a dream. The colours just went on really nicely together, and I thought that this was actually going to be quite a light makeup look. I thought that it was going to be quite light on the eyes, and it wasn't. It was actually quite dark for me. Now for some people it probably isn't dark, but for me, because it is a smoky eye look, I am not used to this, but I do really like it and I feel like it looks really good. So I am happy with all of the eyeshadows. And with the bronzer, I do like the bronzer. I feel like the colour is really good for my skin, so if you do have light medium skin, then this would be a really good look for you. The thing is, I do feel like that they probably need to bring out some more palettes with some darker face bronzers in there, or just have this palette and then do a darker face bronzer in there just so it can go for loads of different skin tones. The two blushes that they have, I did mix together. With this, I do really like the colour. However, there was a lot of fallout in the pan, and that's something that I don't really get with a lot of my blushes. So there was a hell of a lot in there. I think if you sort of went in there with a different brush, or if you just did it really lightly and just sort of went in one and then went in the other, I don't feel like you would probably have as much of an issue as I did because I was going really quickly. But the colour is nice and I feel like it goes really well with the bronzer, so I do like the colour of it. I think I definitely prefer the number 6, because with the number 5 it looks like it's more of a highlighter, but I did mix the two together just so I can see what it looks like. And then with the highlighter as well, the highlighter looks really nice, and I didn't think it was going to be as glowy as it is, because if you look in the pan, it doesn't really look like it's going to have a lot of shimmer in there, but this is really glowy and looks so good and is really, really pigmented, so that I really do like as well. And I feel like that the makeup look looks good. I feel like I could go out like this. I'd probably just put on some false lashes and then I'd be good to go. So if you do want to know the other products that I use for my lips and my eyes, for my lips I use the NYX Suede lip liner in the shade Stockholm. This is a favourite of mine. And then I use this Chanel lipstick in the shade 91. It's a Rouge Allure one. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is the shade that it is, so it's number 91, and it's just such a beautiful pinky nude shade. And then for my eyes, I use two of my favourite products that I've been using for such a long time. So I use the L'Oreal Infallible waterproof eyeliner, which I love, and then I use the Maybelline the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara, which I am obsessed with, and it makes my eyelashes look super, super long. So with this palette, I feel like it is really good for travel, and the fact that you have the full-size mirror in there is really, really good for me. And I feel like that if I was to travel somewhere, I would just bring this palette. I would need to bring a blush and then also a bronzer, just because with bronzers, I do tend to use cream bronzers. They are my preferred ones, and I do use a powder bronzer every now and again, but I would just need to bring an extra cream bronzer. With the blush, I do like it. I do think that the colour is really, really nice. However, I don't know if I would wear this all the time, just because I don't feel like it has as much pigment as I like with my blushes. And I do have a lot of blushes that I do like that are similar colours, sort of peachy colours, so I would just need to bring an extra one. But the eyeshadows, I love all of the eyeshadows. The highlighter, I love it, so good, so highly pigmented. And with the bronzer and blush, like I mentioned, I do like them anyway. If I was someone that liked to use powder bronzers all the time, then this would be a really good product for me. It's just that I'm not really used to them. I do like using them to hollow out my cheeks and things like that, and I feel like that the colour is really good. I'll probably try this out again and only use the shade 6, because I feel like mixing the 5 and 6 together, that's probably what's taken out the pigment and made it a little bit more glowy. I'm really happy with this. It has blown my mind because I didn't think that the eyeshadows would be as pigmented as they are. I also didn't think that the highlighter would be as pigmented. The only ones that I did get any fallout with was the blushes, and that's when I used my Duo Fibre brush and I sort of went in one, went in the other, and then it sort of mixed together. But I did get quite a lot of fallout with that. With the eyeshadows, pretty much no fallout. With the bronzer, I didn't get any fallout at all, and with the highlighter, I didn't get any fallout as well. So I feel like it is a really, really good palette. I like the fact that the colour payoff is really good. I like the fact that it is travel friendly as well. You get the really big mirror in there, and I really like the looks that you can create. I like the fact that you can have a daytime look by using shades 1 and 2, and then you can have a nighttime look to smoke it out with shade 3. Also, these eyeshadows, I feel like they're very universal as well. I feel like a lot of skin tones can pull this off, and I just really like it. I feel like that my makeup look turned out really well. Like I mentioned, I do wish that I could have blended a bit more of my eyeshadow, and I feel like that I could have probably put a little bit more bronzer on my head and blended it out a little bit more. But for this palette to take 2 seconds less than 5 minutes, I feel like I did a really good job. I blended out my eyeshadow, created a smoky eye, did my blush, my bronzer and my highlighter, and I feel like it worked out really well. And if you're going to get this palette, I definitely recommend getting the kit that I got, and that's the Glowing Hollywood Beauty Kit, because you do get the liquid lipstick, you get the mascara, and also you get the palette in there, so it is a really good deal. And I think it only works out to be about £20 odd more, and you do get an extra 2 products. So if you are wanting to try out some things from Charlotte Tilbury, it's probably a really good idea to get one of the kits, and it's not super expensive. I mean, it is expensive because it's Charlotte Tilbury, but for Charlotte Tilbury makeup, it's not that expensive because you do get free products in there. Something that I really like with the Charlotte Tilbury makeup is that they do also on the website show what it looks like on all different skin tones. So skin tones from really, really fair to really, really deep, and I feel like that's a really good thing, so you can see what all of the different products look like on different skin tones. For me, I really like this palette and it works really well on my skin tone. However, I feel like it'd probably only work for fair skin tones all the way to medium skin tones. I feel like if you do have a tan skin tone, it might be a little bit too light for you with a bronzer, but the rest of the products would look absolutely stunning on every single skin tone. It's just that the bronzer probably won't show up on the darker skin tones. And there are only 2 negatives that I have about this palette. The first one is obviously the blush with the fallout, and I don't feel like it's as pigmented as the rest of the products, but it is a really nice colour, and I feel like that you can build it up really easily and it goes really well with the look. And the other thing is with the bronzer as well, I do feel like that they need to bring out some darker shades. So for instance, if they kept all of the eyeshadows and also the highlighter and just sort of change one of the blushes and then the bronzer, and you can have it for deeper skin tones or lighter skin tones, I feel like that would be a really good thing. So not changing the whole palette overall, but just adding extra things in there. So changing the shades of the bronzer and blush, I feel like would be really good, and it would be perfect for everyone to try out as well. So overall, I really do like this palette for my first impression. I feel like it went really well. I feel like I managed to create a nighttime makeup look with just 5 minutes, and that's something that I've never been able to do before. The fact that I could do my eyeshadow really quickly, the rest of my face products really quickly, was really good for me. So overall, I'm really liking this palette, and I am going to be testing out a lot more. I'm also going to be taking it with me when I do finally travel, because I am going abroad next year. So hopefully all of this would have blown over. And the other thing that I forgot to mention was that it does have a 30-month expiry date. So it is one of those where you can have it for 2.5 years. You can have the soap for, because it is powders. And a lot of eyeshadow palettes, they only have between 12 and 24 months. I know it is pretty expensive, but for Charlotte Tilbury, it's not really that expensive anyway. And this is a really good palette if you just want all of your products in one palette and you don't have to go through all of your makeup collection to find loads of different things. You have everything that you need in here, and it is really good for travel. So I do really like it. I do recommend it, and I'm so excited to test out more from Charlotte Tilbury. Hopefully the rest of the products that I have are really good as well. So this is my review of the Instant Look in a palette. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you've tried out this palette, and if you like it, or if you don't, just comment down below to let me know, and make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.